Come on, man. If I say king, it is Kohli, right?
Okay.
So everybody call King Kohli, right?
Yeah.
AGI, there is high chance that it will replace humans as well. But it is not invented in a single day. Okay, GenAI is the next step to the deep learning. GenAI LLM, we cannot do anything. Agent is nothing but a simple label. AI cannot replace, but AI will work with human beings, like side.
हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका हमारे एक नए वीडियो में। आज के पॉडकास्ट में हम बात करने वाले हैं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में, जिसके चर्चे आज हर जगह है। एआई, जेनएआई, चैट जीपीटी, एजेंट्स। लेकिन सवाल ये है, क्या एआई सच में उतना पावरफुल है जितना दिखाया जा रहा है? क्यों इतने सारे एआई यूज केस फेल हो रहे हैं? और एआई फ्यूचर है या सिर्फ एक हाइप? आज हम बात करेंगे इस वीडियो में, क्योंकि आज मेरे साथ जो गेस्ट है वो एक एआई एक्सपर्ट है, इंडस्ट्री में रियल वर्ल्ड एआई सिस्टम बना चुके हैं। तो चलिए मिलते हैं आज के एआई गेस्ट के साथ और जानते हैं एआई के बारे में। बट उसके पहले आपसे एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है, कृपया इस वीडियो को अंत तक जरूर देखिएगा। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगे, यूजफुल लगे, तो प्लीज लाइक कमेंट करना मत भूलिएगा। अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, थैंक यू सो मच राम फॉर गिविंग योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम फॉर माय पॉडकास्ट।
Sure, Andrew. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So, yeah, I'm eagerly looking for you. I think it will be very good session.
Yeah. So Rama, for today podcast we are discussing about that artificial intelligence. Okay, so we'll mainly discuss about that agent, GenAI, Agentic AI, and ChatGPT or LLMs. Okay. So before that, just I want to know that can you please tell me about yourself and your artificial intelligence journey?
Yeah, sure. So, Pranjit, I'm having almost 12 plus years of experience in IT industry, and as we have seen these AI stuff in after 2022, right? Once we got ChatGPT 3, and I have got some interest on the technical stuff and started exploring that one. And I think I can say that at least I have 2 years of experience into AI stuff and GenAI and Agentic AI stuff. Okay. So I keep learning because it is evolving with very rapid, development, right? So yeah, I keep learning, but I think I can have some knowledge on the AI stuff at least.
Okay. So Ram, what initially attract you to work with artificial intelligence?
I would say that whenever there is a new technology, right, which comes into this industry, I generally attracted to that one. I'm a guy try new stuff every time if something happens in the industry. And this AI is completely different one, right? It will make you feel that you're a magician. You can do a lot of stuff that is not available as of now, right? So this is where I felt this will be, it will change entire industry. And I thought that I wanted to be early bird in this section. So that's why I started learning and I started exploring what is happening and how it is useful and all the stuff. And that is the main reason, curiosity, if you ask me a single word.
So Rama, why do you think there is so much hype around the AI right now?
Yeah, see, let's talk about how people actually think, right? When something is happening and changing, which is not available as of now. So people, people are actually think that, okay, something miracle is being happened. Let's suppose that if you go through the, if you went to past, 17th century, we have this revolution, right? The industrial revolution. And we didn't have any machinery until that period of time. And when we got those machinery, people started thinking that those machineries do some magic, right? So it's kind of it kind of creates some wave that will change the entire world and the way that we work and everything, right? So AI is kind of similar stuff in the industry. It's not only for IT industry, but it is for creative field as well. So now we can see so many Instagram reels and all the stuff, right? We are creating a lot of stuff within minutes of time. It is all being possible with the AI only, right? See, AI is similar kind of wave that we have, the wave that we have in 1990s, internet and information revolution. So AI can be compared with these kind of revolutions, which can change complete industry and which can change the way we see the world, right? So that is why I think AI is getting a lot of hype as of now.
Okay, so why all the company rushing to adopt AI so quickly now?
See, these business people, the business people always try to be ahead of others, right? It's they always have some kind of race. Okay, so most of the entrepreneurs and business people think that if something come into the industry, they wanted to be the first person to use that tool, right? As suppose I can explain with respect to some other revolutionary technology as well, like 3D technology. If you remember, after we got the Avatar movie, everybody started using 3D technologies, right? They wanted to create 3D TVs and 3D movies and everything, but it is failure anyway. But business people always wanted to grab something new coming in the industry, right? So as of now, they're seeing the similar stuff in the AI as well, and they're seeing the magical stuff that is being happen, right? So that's why I think these entrepreneurs and all these people are trying to grab that one, use it. And also there is good potential for AI as well, so that they can actually decrease their money to be spent on the products that they are delivering right now, and they can actually increase their customer or else uh, people relations as well, right? AI will definitely help you out over there. Like it will automate a lot of stuff, right? Like HR and customer satisfaction and customer relationships. Everything can be more or less you can actually remove a lot of human capital over there. So they are seeing the money, right? They're seeing the money that they can save on their product and everything, right? So that's why they every entrepreneur, every business people trying to fix that one. They wanted to grab that one. So that could be one of the reasons. Yeah.
But Ram, it's often said that nearly 95% of AI use case fail. So why does this happen?
Yeah, it is not a saying, it is actually proven thing actually. If you see in the news, if you Google it, you will find that one, right? We have MIT University. They have done one survey for most of the use cases that are being developed right now. See, the problem with this approach is that everybody wanted to grab that one, but they are not doing proper research on the applications, whether the use case is relevant or not. So they simply wanted to see, if they don't know anything about stuff, they simply wanted to grab it, and they wanted to be ahead of others, right? So they simply thinking that AI can do everything.
Correct.
So AI cannot do everything, right? AI also have some limitations, right? So these business people always think that everything can be done, everything can be automated using AI and GenAI and Agentic AI. So that is the reason why they wanted to apply everything on every use case on the AI itself. So that is where 95% of the use cases are being failed, because there are some limitations. If you think about the multiple scenarios, right? So in AI there is something called context, and there is something called prompts, right? So these different use cases may not be able to handle that context properly. So that could be one of the main reason why these 95% of the use cases are being failed. And also they need to research before they can apply that use case. So I think that is the reason why 95% of the use cases are being failed. But there is some research going on to fix that issue, and people are focusing on context engineering nowadays, right? So this context engineering, I think it will solve that problem. At least we'll see that. At least, yeah.
So this context changing, that is the latest version of AI, I can say?
No, it's not the latest one. Okay. See, when you're talking about GenAI, you generally know what is prompt, right? We talk about the prompt engineering, which actually help you to give something to the tool like ChatGPT, and whatever you are typing on the text box, right? It is called prompt. But this prompt need to be clear, and it need to be express your thoughts, right, clearly. So that is where we needed to we come up with the prompt engineering. Okay, so, but this prompt engineering works with only GenAI tools like ChatGPT or Meta AI, and whenever you are manually talking to some Chat API, right, then only it works. But the context is actually extension of this prompt engineering. It's not a new framework or anything. It is like you wanted to solve a problem. And prompt engineering is not enough to that. So you can think a context engineering as a prompt engineering plus like C and C++.
Okay. So Ram, you heard you told one name GenAI, right? That is generative.
Yes, yes.
So what is that generative AI?
See, that term itself says you right, generative AI. So AI can be AI is itself is a big version. We have so many different terms in the AI, like we have machine learning, we have deep learning, and then we have data science, data analytics. There are so many different variations of AI we have, right? So this Gen AI is like if you talk about the machine learning, we generally predict with the it will be trained on some particular data and it will predict what is the future with that particular data, right? So it won't generate any new data. Okay, but generative AI is another form of machine learning and deep learning, and they mixed together and we came up with another one, and that will actually generate new content. Let's suppose that you even though you don't have the even you don't train your data on that LLM or ML model, it will generate that content. Okay, it will create a new content out of the given content. So that is why we are calling it as generative AI. The classic examples are image generations. If you ask any image, and yeah, it will do. Yeah.
The core is that machine learning and deep learning, right? What is generative AI core? So that will start from machine learning, then deep learning. Based upon that, they will generate, and then comes to generative AI. Correct?
Yes. Gen AI it is not invented in a single day. Okay, Gen AI is the next step to the deep learning. Okay, if you are talking about the AI, it started 40 years ago. Okay. And in initial days, we have Turing machines and all that stuff, right? Those are actually static rule based AI machines, right? Then we have the machine learning, and maybe 20 years ago, and then we have the deep learning to understand the image processing and all that stuff, right? So after deep learning, we have the Gen AI. So Gen AI is not a new technology or nothing like that. It is actually extension of deep learning. And if you heard about this one, maybe you may have heard about this one, the transformers. That is a paper actually created, published in 2016, and all these OpenAI and Meta and Google, these guys try to use that paper like transformers, and it changed everything. So Gen AI is, sometimes we can also call Gen AI is an accidental revolution. The reason is that the paper we have invented in 2016, right? That is for guessing a next word in a sentence, like a fill in the blanks questions, right? So they have invented this paper for to predict the next word, but somehow it has a lot of stuff, and it is able to learn a lot of stuff, in the process, and we have this. We are seeing this revolution. Even Sam Altman didn't expect this one. Even the inventors who had created that paper, right, published the paper, they have not anticipated this much of revolution. Sometimes people say that Gen AI is a accidental revolution.
Okay, so after this Gen AI, there is one more agent come that called as Agentic AI.
Yes, correct.
What is Agentic AI and how is different from other AI tools or AI things?
See, as we already talk about the Gen AI as of now. So Gen AI, it can create a lot of stuff, but you have to talk to it manually every time. So if you wanted to write some code, if you wanted to create an image, and you have to go to, let's suppose that if you wanted to get anything from ChatGPT, you have to open the ChatGPT website, and you have to write manually. Right. So the brain behind this ChatGPT and everything is actually LLM. It is called large language models. These are nothing but deep learning models only, but these language models are actually kind of NLPs with a lot of data being trained. Like it's like let's suppose for OpenAI models LLMs, it has been trained on more than 60 GB of data. It's kind of completely text data. So it's very large one, 60 GB of text data. It's not images, okay? Complete text data. You cannot imagine, right, how much the content it has. So this is the reason we are calling it as a large language models. But these are nothing but NLP models with a lot of data trained already. Okay, so these LLMs are really good. We can compare them. We can compare these LLMs with a brain, right? With brain, it can do everything. But can a single brain can do everything? No, right? So you need to have, see, let's suppose that let's talk about the human body. You have the brain, but you cannot do everything, right? Because if you wanted to walk and your brain knows how to walk, but you need to have legs, right? You need to have hands to grab something. So you need to have eyes to do something. So you need to have some helping hand. In order to if your brain wanted to do something, this needed some labor help, right? Those labor help actually comes from the agents. So what we do, we integrate this LLM into the into some other functionality and functions or something, and we crop both of them, like brain and the labor, like hands and legs, whatever we have, right? So we actually combine them, call it as agent. So agent is nothing but an LLM along with some labor work. Let's suppose that if you need a Gmail agent, it actually uses the ChatGPT LLM internally, but it will automatically reply to the mail that is coming from the other people, right? You can create a Gmail LLM, you can create HR agent, so that they will do all this stuff automatically. So the difference is same, like, without a GenAI LLM, you cannot do anything. Agent is nothing but a simple labor. So I think I hope you yeah.
Okay. So one question, Ram, I have. So suppose I'm giving some prompt, okay? So how they will understand that prompt, and based upon that they will get exact, right? So what is going on in background? So if you can explain me that one, it will be very helpful.
Yeah, say this one, we need to go into more details, like what happens when you write something, right? So you need to understand different technical terms, like what happens behind the LLM is that they generally use embeddings, like I'm trying to think how can you explain that one. Okay, so let me see how to think about this one. So embeddings, like all the related terms. Let's suppose that if I ask you one word, like king. So what will be the next word that comes into your mind? If I say that king,
that there
you may think about the queen, right?
Yes.
Maybe you may think about the queen, right?
Maybe.
See, king and queen are related, right? They are actually related. Maybe you can think about some, kings in our culture, in our Indian history. So when I say king, the word king, you may think about this queen and all other stuff, right? But what if I say that I'm talking about the cricket?
Okay.
So I'm talking about the cricket right now, and then if I say king, what will be the next word that you come into picture?
There is no related in between.
No related.
Okay.
If I'm talking if the context is cricket here, and if I say king word, you will think that okay, King Kohli. Okay. But if I'm talking about Indian history, if I say king, you may think about different kings in Indian history.
Correct.
So the reason is that the context that we are discussing is different, right? So the same word have different connections with King, Kohli, and king and queen. Okay. So this relation need to have some particular vectorization, like mathematical algorithms to be built, in the LLM side. So what OpenAI and Meta they do that they actually train. They take every word and they try to connect the related words in a single cluster. I mean, similar to single cluster. Okay, let's suppose that if the context is cricket, then King and Kohli are near to each other, like they have strong bond. And if you are talking about Indian history, then the king and queen have the strong bond. So they have these kind of algorithms. And if you want, I can suggest one book which is really good and which will help everybody to understand what is happening behind the LLMs. I can give you that book names. I think there is a book called LLM from Scratch.
Okay,
LLM from scratch. Yeah, that book is actually have all this stuff, how it actually works, and it will explain everything, like how clusterization happens, how embeddings actually happens. So for a developer to work with GenAI, they don't need to learn all this stuff. But if you want to become an AI engineer in the space of large language models, then I think you need to learn all this stuff. But just think that every word that you are typing on the text box, it has some bond with other words.
Okay.
Just the way that I say about the king, right? So based on the context, our OpenAI LLM will try to find the most relevant word after that. Let's suppose that as we are talking about the cricket, if you type King, it will automatically add Kohli. It will think that okay, this guy is talking about the cricket. So King actually Kohli only, right? In the cricket space. So OpenAI automatically understand that okay, he's talking about King Kohli. So this algorithm and mechanism happens in the behind.
So mainly it totally depends upon that how we are training, right? How we are trained to that.
Yes.
Isn't correct. Okay.
Yes.
So Rama,
here. Go ahead, Aranjit. Yeah.
Okay. So here you told that LLM, right? So can you tell me something about this LLM and how many different types of LLMs are there right now?
Yeah, there are so many LLMs. The initial idea of an LLM is to, I'm going to the 2016 again. Okay, so they have created a transformation model, right? Transformer base. You can actually search in the Google as well that attention are in you. Okay, so the initial idea of a large language model is to translate one language to another language. Okay, so this is the only thing that they wanted to achieve by the paper. And initially it was only another version of NLP, natural language model. It's a kind of deep learning model only. Okay, but once they actually started training the data and they started seeing that it has more potential than the text-to-text content only. They initially thought that okay, we can only use this model, this architecture to translate one language to another language, like English to Hindi to English, like something like that. But they started seeing that more potential. They started using text to image. Okay. Because image is also the algorithm and the mathematics behind all these LLMs are vectors only. If you know linear algebra, you may have you may learn in 10th class or something, right? Yes. In your school days, you may learn that algebra and matrices, all this stuff, right? So all the mathematics behind these LLMs are nothing but linear algebra. So linear algebra is nothing but a vectors. I think you may remember like scalar product, dot product, and vector product, all this stuff, right? So everything is nothing but a vector. Okay, so images also nothing but a vector. Okay, if you know, even though you see the pixels data, it is nothing but a matrix in the behind. So they thought that these are also matrices, right? So we can actually apply this LLM algorithm to the images as well, and it blasts everything. Okay, so it is successfully able to convert and text to image as well. Then they started training a lot. They started taking a lot of image content and they actually trained with image data as well. It has successfully working fine. And then they started doing text to video as well, because video is nothing but a number of frames in a single minute, right? Like 60 frames per minute and 60 images per minute will become a video, right? So they started training the videos as well. So now you see text to text is a big success and text to image is a big success, and then we have text to video is also, and audio is, and they started using audios as well. So you can think LLM is a single universal algorithm for every problem in the industry right now. But it may not fix everything, but it can be applied to every industry, every use case that we are seeing right now in the industry.
Then how ChatGPT relies on LLMs?
Yeah, see, every LLM needed to have some data, right? I think you might be using Google for a long time to develop. People generally use Google, right, to get something. So right, how search engine works in the Google Chrome. It has a lot of data in the behind, and it will try to get the relevant data and then give it to you. So ChatGPT also needed similar to that one, but ChatGPT do like it is not like a search engine. The search engine algorithm will not understand the human language, right? Semantic language. Right. But LLM can understand that semantic language. So this is the reason why OpenAI uses LLM. So that is their heart and soul, everything, right? So LLM is all everything for ChatGPT, OpenAI, Meta, Google, everybody. One way or other way, they may have different names, but everybody using same algorithm and same architecture. Okay. So LLM is hard, everything for this generation now.
So how do you see the future of AI over the next 5 or 10 years?
Yeah, see, AI has very good potential. Very good potential in the sense that it can change the way you work. Okay, it will change everything in the next 5 years. I may not be able to anticipate it, but there is very high chance that AI will become another utility in your life, just like electricity, just like Wi-Fi. Say, 10 years ago, we see Wi-Fi as a luxury, right? Nobody, most of the people don't have Wi-Fi in their homes, but nowadays everybody have Wi-Fi in their homes, right? And electricity bill is, it's a second nature to us, right? Everybody have electricity now. So in the next 5 years, everybody will have AI in their life. So you cannot escape AI at least after 5 years, and everybody should know everything. Like the way we are using computer nowadays, you'll be using AI in your daily life. When you wake up, maybe AI will wake you up through alarm. AI will actually control your home, and everything happens, along with the AI only, right? So you cannot escape that one. But there is, people say that okay, AJ is another one that is being, it will overtake the human beings and it will replace the humans, and those stories are also there, right? There are so many speculations on that part as well. But I don't think AGI will be the near future. But there is a high chance maybe after 10 years we may reach that level. But AGI is not the one that will be having in next 5 years.
Okay. So Ram, what skills should someone start learning today to work on AI?
See, the first thing, we should change our perception. Okay, we should change our thinking, the way that every developer, anybody who wanted to use AI, they need to think like an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So you cannot be like an employee nowadays. So you cannot be like a developer. You cannot think like a developer or architect or anything like that. You don't have any boundaries. So nowadays everybody should have this engineering agility. You need to know everything. I mean, like you need to have some theoretical knowledge on every stuff, and you should be able to use those AI tools, and you should understand what AI can do and what AI cannot do. So if you don't have that clarity, and if you don't think that you should think like a product owner. Okay, you should think like you are the owner of the product. Okay. So then a lot of stuff from the AI, and don't think that you can do everything without AI in next couple of years. You should definitely use AI in the coming days, and every developer or everybody who is having something in the IT industry or anywhere, you should definitely use AI, and you should be forced to use that one. So you should definitely learn that one. Think that it is the next utility service that we are having in the future.
Okay.
Yes.
So Rama, one big question I have. So does AI replacing humans?
I would say that it is unlikely. See, I was talking about the AGI, if you remember, in the couple of minutes ago, right? AGI is nothing but it's general intelligence. Like humans generally have the common intelligence, right? We have general intelligence. We don't need a lot of data to process something that we didn't see, right? So that level of artificial general intelligence is too far from now, at least. So replacing a human is it's too difficult, and we are not at that phase, at least maybe at least for next 10 years. I don't know what happens in the next 10 years, right? After 10 years, but I can say that we are good at least for next 10 years.
Okay.
There is a high chance if you come on, man. If I say king, it is Kohli, right?
Okay.
So everybody call King Kohli, right?
Yeah.
Achieve AGI, there is high chance that it will replace humans as well. But we don't need to worry for now. Or we need to worry. No, that's not going to happen. AGI is huge one, and the way we are developing right now with the LLMs and all this, these works on mathematics. Okay, these works on linear algebra and all the stuff, right? But AGI is something beyond that topic, beyond the mathematics. So I think AI cannot replace, but AI will work with human beings. Like side to side, we work together, and we'll improve the productivity, and it will help you at least 70% of your mechanical work.
Okay. So Ram, what advice would you give to beginner who is coming in AI field?
Yeah, not only for AI field, I will give this advice to everybody. You should think, you should change the way that you are actually doing. So you cannot rate yourself, or you cannot evaluate yourself based on the schooling or college courses that you have done. Okay, AI is changing everything nowadays. So you cannot stick on particular language. Let's suppose that if you ask me the same question 5 years ago, I would say that okay, learn Java or learn .NET or learn Python or something. Okay, so that will definitely give you some heads on, and you can actually become a developer and you can do your work. But nowadays, don't think that if you are good with Java, that is not enough. Okay, you should be expert in one of the languages like Java or anything, and then you should be having a thinking knowledge. Like you should think to create some product instead of writing solving something, and you should have very good problem solving techniques. That is for sure you should have. This is the most important. This is the most important because AI will create a lot of code, right? You are not writing anything. AI will create a lot of code, but you should be in a position to review that code, to judge that code, whether that is good or not. If you are not able to judge the code that is being generated by AI, and you are done. So that is one of the important quality you should have, and you should have design thinking, like system design, how different technologies work together. You should know which service need to be used in your particular stuff. Let's suppose that let me give you an example for the developers. Okay, so let's suppose we are doing some front end work and you're using Fetch API, and you can also use Axios, right? We have a library called Axios to call APIs. Yes. Here, if AI actually generated code with Axios, you should be in a position to judge that one, whether it is the right one or not. Correct. If you are using Next.js as a framework, it is not a good idea to use Axios. Correct. But your AI tool create with Axios, right? Then you should be able to tell the AI that okay, we don't want Axios, but we needed Fetch API, because Next.js improves Fetch API a lot, right? It will have server side rendering and all the stuff, right? So you need to have every junior, whether you are a junior developer or a senior developer or mid-level developer, you should be knowing system design, problem solving techniques, and don't stick on a particular tech stack. Okay. So if you are a Java developer, you should yes, Ajit, yes. Okay. So what is the final message would you like to share with our audience or who is my viewers for regarding that AI? Yeah, I would say that you cannot escape AI. Okay. So every developer or everybody who is actually learning stuff and who is actually already in the industry, it doesn't matter. You should be learning AI. I think I can say that you'll be having maybe 1 year to learn this stuff. If you are not able to learn AI, maybe in next 1 year, I think you'll be in a very dangerous state. So I would say that learn AI. Don't think that AI cannot replace everybody. Okay, it will not replace everybody, but it will definitely affect our efforts. It will definitely affect the number of developers needed in a project. So it will definitely affect at least 50% of the effort that we have actually being done right now. So try to be in that AI area and be ready for that. And if you know AI stuff and if you know how to use that one, I think you're in a good shape. Otherwise, I think you should be thinking about that part. Okay. So thank you, Rama. You are giving the valuable point. I think it's very helpful for me also, and as well as my audience, to understand how AI works, agentic, what is agentic AI, what is GenAI, and how LLMs works. It's very helpful for me. And thank you once again, Rama, for giving me your valuable time for my podcast. Thank you so much, Rama. Sure. Thank you so much, Ranjit. This opportunity as well, right? So yeah, thank you.